What's going on, guys? TTL here. Gonna be going over my top 5 MLB props for today. You guys have been missing out if you're not in VIP, man. We've been crushing it the past few days. I have been posting free slips in the Discord still. If you guys aren't in the free Discord, it's free to access. If I ever don't have a video, I'm making sure that I post free slips in there. I'm posting free sportsbook bets as well every once in a while. And I also do giveaways every single day. There's some going on right now. I gave away 300 bucks yesterday, 150 the day before, 150 the day before, 150 the day before, 300 the day before, 300, 150, 150, 150, 300, 150. I've been doing this for all of May. You can just check the dates. And we've been sending this all out. We've already sent over $4,000 out in May, and I'm trying to get that to 5,000 before the end of May. So go ahead and join the free Discord. The link is in the pinned comment, and go enter the free giveaways, guys. All you have to do is literally just leave a reaction. It's as simple as that. But let's get into today's video, guys. If you're not on Underdog, that's where I play. I'm an Underdog partner. You can use code TTL and get up to $1,000 deposit bonus and get a free month of VIP. So there you go. You can also use code May50 for the rest of May to get half off a month of VIP if you're interested. But let's get into today's video. Let me go ahead and pull up on my second monitor the prop list for today so we can get started. So we're going to start off with Freddie Peralta, and we're going to take his under 4.5 hits allowed. I'm absolutely loving this prop today. This starts at 6:40 p.m. as most of the MLB games do today. Most of them are later games today. Under 4.5 hits allowed. This is versus the Pirates. I love this matchup for him. And when we take a look at predictive profits right here, we're going to click on Prop Predictor and let that load. And by the way, I do want to mention while this is loading all the props, and then we're going to switch over to the sportsbook lines. I do want to mention you can use code TTL50 and get half off on predictive profits as well. That works for both the weekly and the monthly, and it might work for the yearly. I'm unsure if it'll work on the yearly or not. Let's switch over to the sportsbook line because that's what we're looking at. Where we can get all of these lines that are a little bit more juiced than prize picks. Like, for example, we're seeing this is a 0.86x for the hits allowed. We wouldn't see that on the prize picks line side. As this loads, we're going to go ahead and just click on MLB right here. And we're going to go ahead and search up Peralta. And we can see right here, we're going to sort by hit rate. And we can see Freddie Peralta under 4.5 hits allowed on the under, as I said, has a 73.65% projected hit rate. When we click on this, we can see he's went under this in 4 of his last 5 games. Over the last 10, he's went under this in 8 of 10. In 2025, he's went under this in 8 of 10. He's played 10 games this season with an average of 3.9. And in 2024, he went under in 22 of 34 games played last season with a 64.7% hit rate on the under 4.5 hits allowed. We have him projected for 4.04 hits allowed in today's matchup, a 73.65% projected hit rate. And by the way, I do want to mention something I added to predictive profits. I'm going to make this look a lot better, but I'm trying to get all the functionality. And now you can see the scores of the game and who they played against when you hover. I'm going to add it below on the chart as well. I'm going to add logos, all that good stuff. But at least you can see who they went against. So the only teams he's went against that went over this are actually the Athletics and then the Giants, which is surprising to me because he's went under versus teams like the Cubs, the Guardians, Twins. So that is definitely surprising that it's the Giants and Athletics that actually went over the hits allowed. But I'm loving this today. He's averaging 5 and 6 innings pitched per game. Freddie Peralta should be able to stay this under this 4.5 hits allowed number versus the Pirates today. So let's go ahead and lock this in and move on to prop number 2. Prop number 2 is going to be Chris Sale. We're going to take his over 6.5 strikeouts versus the Padres. Loving this matchup for Chris Sale, and I love Chris Sale in general. Maybe it's because I'm a Braves fan, who knows, but Chris Sale strikeout 6.5. This is minus 135 on sportsbooks. We have him going over at a 71.07% projected hit rate. He's went over this in 4 straight games. He's went over this in 7 of his last 10 games. In 2025, he's went over this in 7 of 10 as well. And in 2024, he had 29 games. He went over in 20 of those, a 69% hit rate last season. Now, this season, the only games he's went under were versus the Dodgers, where there were 3 runs for the Dodgers, the Phillies, and the Diamondbacks. All of these teams are known for getting a lot of hits as well, a lot of runs. And then he's went over versus this. I almost said the Celtics, the Red Sox, the Pirates, the Reds, the Rockies. I mean, he's absolutely killing it. He's on a huge streak right now. We have him projected for 7.5, so between 7 and 8 strikeouts today. A projected hit rate of 71%, and he has an average innings pitched of 6.1. I see him going 6 or 7 innings tonight. I do think he's going to get over 6.5 strikeouts versus Padres. So let's go ahead and lock this in and move on to our third prop of the day, which is going to be Zach Wheeler, and we're going to take Wheeler over 6.5 strikeouts as well versus the Athletics. Now, when we take a look at this, we can see it's minus 145 on sportsbooks. The over has a projected hit rate of 71.4%. He's went over this in 4 of his last 5. The one game he went under was versus the Pirates. Over his last 10, he's went over in 8 of 10. This season, again, only 10 games played. He went over in 8 of 10. And then in 2024, he's went over in 19 of 33 games, a 57.6% hit rate. And by the way, if you're wanting to check out Predictive Profits, it does have a light mode and a dark mode. Whichever one you think looks better, you can pick. But we'll just continue in light mode because I personally kind of like light. I don't know. But either way, whichever one you prefer. But projection details, we have him projected for 7.62. A 71.4% projected hit rate. I can see him getting 8 strikeouts versus the Athletics tonight. Let's go ahead and lock this in today. Hope Zach Wheeler can cash us out. Next up, our 4th pick. We have 5 total. So 4 out of 5. We're going to do Drew Rasmussen. We're going to take his under 5.5 hits allowed. This is versus the Blue Jays. First of all, I like him as a pitcher, and I think 5.5 hits allowed is just way too high. So when we take a look at this, we can see the under 5.5. It's actually minus 175 on sportsbooks right now. We have it at a whopping 90.82% projected hit rate. He's went under this in 4 of his last 5, in 9 of his last 10 games. And this season, he's played 9 games. He's went under in 8 of 9. The one time he went over was versus the Royals, where he allowed 6 hits. Last season, he went under in all 16 games that he played, although he did average 2 innings pitched. So this is 3.49 hits allowed is his projection for today. I think that's pretty accurate. I could see him giving up 3, maybe 4 hits. Again, a projected hit rate of 90.82%. Recommendation is to take the under here. I'm loving it. Let's take the under. And then last off, we're going to end this off with Zach. Some people say Gallon, some people say Gollin. I don't know. I'm going to say Gollin. But over 4.5 strikeouts versus the Cardinals. A 0.87x to end us off here. And we can see right now the strikeouts, 4.5. It's minus 160 odds. The over is a 74.85% projected hit rate. He's went over this in 5 straight games. He went over this in 8 of his last 10. This season, he's played those 10 games. He's been over in 8 of them. The only times he's went under is versus the Orioles, who had 5 runs, and then the Cubs, who had 10 runs. Last season, he went over in a 61%, 60.7%, 17 of 28 games. We have him projected for almost 6 strikeouts today, a projected hit rate of almost 75%, and we have him going either 5 or 6 innings pitched today as well. So let's go ahead and lock in Gollin over 4.5 strikeouts versus the Cardinals. Let's lock this in. And I hope to see you guys when this goes 5 for 5. Let's do it. Thank you guys for watching the video, and I will see you guys in